Hello, Protectors. Thank you for joining us for tonight's Tailgate Talk. With us, we have Jarrod Wachter, who is our Vice President of Operations. Thanks, Jarrod, for being here tonight.
Yeah, it's great. Glad to be here.
Good to have you. So tonight, we're actually going to be highlighting our near-miss good catch program. So we're just going to jump right on in. And Jarrod, can you start by explaining what the program actually is?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, the Good Catch Near Miss program is philosophically something that's been adopted for many years in safety cultures and in more advanced safety cultures as ours has become. And so a basic definition, a good catch is an opportunity where, in our case, most often a protector is able to identify and really interject into a scenario to prevent an event from occurring.
Okay.
So on the side of the good catch, there's an error likely scenario where one of our employees, again most often a protector, leverages the safety skill sets that they've accumulated over time with us in large part to interject and to prevent what could have become an incident.
Okay.
A near miss is actually a little different, and it's easy to become confused, but a near miss is an area where an incident has actually occurred.
Okay.
But the outcome didn't result in injury or didn't result in an accident or damage.
Okay.
Right. So the event occurred, may or may not have been preventable, could have led to a negative outcome, but didn't. Right. And so it was a near miss and something that we can learn from. And the key there is in both instances, opportunities for us to learn. Opportunities for our protectors to leverage what they're seeing day in and day out that may not, in these instances, wouldn't elevate to the level of a safety event, but they occur, right? And the theory of safety, kind of looking at the pyramid, is that good catch, near miss type scenarios happen exponentially more often than actual events. And so it's a nice tool for our facility managers, our project managers to engage with our protectors. And it's really an awesome avenue for our protectors to look out for one another, right? And so for us, we capture the good catch near miss through our technology, so they can be entered in through our tablets, and then they accumulate over time, right? And so we kind of formally rolled out the good catch near miss program in spring of last year of 2017. And we've had over 8,000 entries.
Wow!
And it's
impressive.
been it's taken hold. Some very valuable observations that are there. Our facility managers all have access to the report where they can run and they can look across all of our facilities to see what's going out. They serve as a good source of safety demo topics, safety meeting information, opportunity when our project managers are out doing inspections and just have their learnings that really. When harnessed well, can prevent future event. And so there are a couple facilities that do a really outstanding job. Now 8,000, that's across, the whole network's participating. Everybody's bought in. But particularly I had some notes, the Lima, Fort Wayne, Melbourne, Knoxville, and Savannah teams of all the operations have participated most actively. And again, they've all participated, but the teams there have really worked hard to make this a part of their safety culture. Their crews have bought in, the protectors are engaged, and they're learning from it. And I think it's been a great initiative of ours that has become the way of doing business. It's not programmatic in that it takes a 1-year cycle or a 2-year cycle. Right. It's something we'll be talking about in 5 years and 6 years as long as we're performing the work that we perform. And so I thought it would be interesting. I actually ran off, I pulled one from this week.
That's awesome.
So from this week.
Yeah.
So a really awesome entry from Jarrod Field out of Orlando. He's a project lead out of our Orlando office. So thanks, Jarrod, for sending this in. One that we can learn from, right? And I particularly like this because it takes into consideration some of our cardinal safety rules. Okay. So Jarrod writes in this particular work zone, a pedestrian appeared as if they were going to walk actually into the work zone.
Oh wow!
Right. So Jarrod and his crew attempted to stop the pedestrian. Knew that could turn into an error likely situation. Right. The pedestrian, for whatever reason, proceeded to walk through the work zone. Okay. So Jarrod being aware of how he's been trained and respecting his cardinal rules, sounded his storm whistle, right? And so he had reviewed with the foreman of the crew that he was supporting, the construction foreman, the alert signal. He sounded his whistle. The foreman was able to stop work. They were able to get the pedestrian out of the work zone and make things safe. And so it's a great example of, and there are many in there. There are 30, 40, 50 sometimes in a day that get submitted. And so so it's a great example, Harold. Again, thank you, and Lisa and team in Orlando for fostering the environment there where the Good Catch Near Miss program has been well received, and it gives an opportunity to learn. I think that's the most important thing, right? Harold's action, not only that day to protect his partner and the protector in his zone, but the crew at work and really the pedestrian.
Right.
He reacted as we would have hoped that he would. He took care of his obligations there on the ground in that scenario, but by entering this event in the Good Catch Near Miss portal gives us the opportunity to learn from it across the network. So it's pretty powerful. It's a good example and really gives the opportunity to recognize outstanding performance such as Harold's here in this case. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's a neat program.
Yeah. Are there protectors that are doing this too, or is it just project leads, project managers? Like, can anyone submit that?
So anyone can submit. I think oftentimes what happens is the protectors and all, they'll report back to their project manager, or the project manager may enter it on their behalf. But yeah, it's available to anyone by kind of nature of the program and of the events. More often than not, they're from protectors, and really cool. It's been neat.
That's cool. And then people discuss these at the safety meetings, right? Yeah,
they're great opportunities to circulate and to say, hey, this is kind of what we're seeing out where the work's taking place. Where rubber's hitting the road. These are the hazards that we face, and these are the actions that we can take or have taken to prevent harm from being recognized. And so they're outstanding learning tools.
That's awesome. I think you actually answered most of the questions that I had. So I guess my last question for you, for any protectors that are maybe new or have been here a while that haven't participated in the program, what advice or what would you say to those individuals to get involved?
Yeah, I would say, I think this was a good example, Harold's example, is to recognize, the importance is to identify opportunities that can keep your fellow protector safe, not just the one on your crew, right, but the one that may be 4 or 5 states away or 1,000 miles away. I think it's an opportunity to demonstrate often how you've performed, according to your training and added value to our company and to our customers, and really, hoped that you would want your fellow protectors in other operations to do the same for you, right? So that you have the opportunity to learn from what they've observed.
Right, absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jarrod, for being here and talking about this.
It's a great
This is a really cool program. And I actually didn't know all this information, so I definitely feel like I learned something. And for all the protectors that are watching, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to engagement@awptraffic.com or talk to your local facility manager. Get involved in the program because it's really worthwhile. So thank you for watching. As always, have a great night and be safe.
Thank you all.